there, Erin Chase here from $5 Dinners, and this is my weekly dinner made easy show. And tonight we are making Instant Pot taco soup. We're going to talk about a couple of different ways you can pull this off, as well as how to freeze and thaw it. And I have a little helper here with me. But first, before we get started, if you're catching the replay, I'm going to tell you about my day, and then we'll get started in the recipe here in just a second. And this is exactly the kind of day of why I love meals like this. I'm going to tell you, I might have mentioned it this past weekend. I think I might have mentioned it on our 5-minute meal show the other day, but my second son hurt his knee last week and has not been able to walk for the last week. He's been on crutches, which almost makes me more nervous because he's a little bit of a crazy, adventurous kind of kiddo. And so on the crutches, he's trying to do these tricks. And I'm like, you're going to hurt yourself more or break your arm or do something. I don't know. But anyways, we had his follow-up appointment today. They took another x-ray to rule something out, and then they sent us straight for the to get an MRI at their other office. And so I have just been gone all day in 2 different doctor's offices, but I have not had to stress about dinner at all because I knew we were having the show today. Even if we weren't having the show today, I knew I was going to be making this for dinner tonight. So we're doing Instant Pot taco soup. This is taco soup. The taco soup that we all know and love. Ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, some sort of a stock. And tonight I'm going to use chicken stock, or excuse me, beef stock because I'm using beef. But if you were using ground chicken, you could do chicken stock or vegetable stock. If you wanted to do like a bean vegetarian version, right? Black beans, corn, tomatoes, and seasoning. Like the taco soup that we all know and love. But we're going to talk about it in the Instant Pot form. Hi, Diane. I'm so glad that you're here. If you love your Instant Pot or if you want to save this, share it to your wall, save it to your profile. I love using the saved function. You can add collections to things. You can be like recipes of errands that I want to try. Make a collection for that. All right, let me switch this over here. And we've got everything going. So 3 ways to do the ground beef on this one. This is ground beef I had pre-browned and had in the freezer. So I just quickly warmed it up. You can warm it up on saute mode. In the Instant Pot over here, I just rewarmed it. I put it in a bowl of warm water to thaw it, and then I put it in the skillet real quick to reheat it in this. But if you don't want to have a dirty skillet, one less dish to dirty, you can do saute mode, probably on low if you're reheating it. If you're cooking the ground beef, option number 2 would be to cook the ground beef in here on saute mode, adjust it to the higher temperature. So those are 2 of the options. So the third option would be just to add it in here already frozen and add a couple of minutes, not too many minutes. I actually had a question by email similar to this earlier today. You would probably want to add 4 to 5 minutes cooking time. You don't need to double the cooking time because that's frozen, but because it will take a little bit more time to warm that up, continue to thaw that, and then cook it into the soup, you'll want to add just a couple of minutes. But so up to 3 options, real quick recap. 1, brown the ground beef or reheat it if it was in your freezer in a skillet and then add it in here. Option number 2 would be to brown it in here on saute mode, on high mode. And option number 3 would be to add it in here frozen with the other ingredients and then let the Instant Pot bring it up to regular temperature. So this is in here. The next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to make up a quick beef stock. I use like a bouillon. And so I'm just going to mix it in this measuring cup really quickly. It doesn't have to be perfectly mixed because it will continue to sort of melt. I'm going to let you pour it in a minute. I have my little sous chef here. You can see his little hands. Can you wave to everybody like this? See, this is the camera right here. You see it? So like wave down here. Oh, magical. How about that? So I've got warm water right here. I'm just going to whisk it real quickly. I'm probably going to add 2 or 3 cups. You can make it soupier or less soupy depending on your preference. And of course, if you want to thicken it up later, you could add some, if you have masa, like the corn masa, you could use that. I think that's a great thickener because the flavor works really well with this particular soup. Hang on a second. I don't want this to... All right. Let me get that. Let me wash my hands real quick. Sorry. Thanks for the likes, the hearts, the loves, the shares, you guys. This is Instant Pot love tonight. All right. Where's my whisker? Can you give me the whisk? The whisk. Nope. Other one. Ooh, we're learning today. All right. So if you didn't catch the top of the show, I spent my day in 2 different doctor's offices and a lot of waiting with a kiddo who busted his knee and ended up needing an MRI to rule out a couple of different possibilities inside of his knee joint. So that was not really how I was planning on spending my day today. This isn't going to get completely broken up because this isn't all the way warmed through, but here's what I want you to know about this. I always, 99.89% of the time, load my Instant Pot insert when it's not in the base. Okay? I do that because it reduces, can you see this right here? Let me see. It reduces the amount of food. Can you see this up in the top corner? My friend Day says hello. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Oh, that was quiet. It reduces the food and liquid from getting in here around the edge, so I always load it over here. There's a little tip for you. All right, next we got to open some cans. Do you want to dump these cans in for me? How about I open them, because I don't know that you can do this little contraption. I'll open them and you pour them in. Okay, we're doing Instant Pot taco soup on Facebook Live. My husband just got back. I am not going to drain the beans. I like to have that extra bean flavor in the taco soup. Of course, if you wanted to drain them, you could. And I will drain a little bit of the liquid off of the corn. Okay, I'll get the lid off. Hang on, you don't cut yourself. You want to know how to do this? Let me show you. This is how you teach your kids to open cans. This one is better. Oh wait, it's still stuck. Press and pinch. Those are my 2 words for opening cans. So, well, I didn't open this very well for him. Here we go. All right, I'm going to teach you. You guys, this is how you teach your kiddos. Ready?
Wait.
Okay. You press. Use 2 hands. Let's use the other hand. Can you use 2 hands? Press and then pinch up here. Pinch on top. Pinch. There you go. All right, press and pinch. We're getting all kinds of fun tips going on here. All right, we're going to lightly drain that corn. Again, if a little liquid gets in, that's okay. You want to dump that in? This one's, oh, careful. This one's kind of stuck to the side. Let me do that one. You want to pour those 2 in there? If you're just joining us, we are making Instant Pot taco soup, the same taco soup that you love. We talked about 3 different ways to do the ground beef. You can catch the replay. We are also going to talk about how to freeze this. You need a spoon? And that's okay. You got them all. Next. This is my excellent sous chef. Let me move this so you guys can see that. How about that? That's better. Next. And I'm going to do a homemade taco seasoning. You could just do a packet or 2, depending on how taco-y you want this, but I like to do my own with onion powder, cumin, and garlic powder. I think I left the onion powder over there. Sweetness. And this is the one, actually this has the sweet onion, so I think maybe I'll skip the onions. I'm going to do this one because I like to measure them into my palm. After a while, you get really good at measuring in your palm.
Can I do this?
I do 3 parts chili powder, 1 part, no, I gotta do it this way. Okay, put your palm out. 1 part cumin, 1 part garlic, and 1 part onion. Dump it. Now go like this.
Like this.
All right. Okay, let's give this guy a stir.
What I mean, I want to.
You want to give that a stir?
Yeah. No, I want to.
And it's ready to get cooking. All right, my sous chef. You can season with a little salt and pepper now. In fact, I'll add just a little pinch. You can always season it, in the bowl or after it's done cooking with that salt and pepper to get it how you like it. All right. Now, here's another reason you should be making taco soup in your Instant Pot. The Instant Pot, if you have not heard this yet,
I love taco.
You love taco soup, I know. The Instant Pot does an amazing job of infusing flavor. So this is going to have a little bit of a deeper, richer flavor than if I made this even in the slow cooker or in the on the stovetop. So now that this is loaded, I'm adding it in here, and now I don't have to pour anything in. This is I try to keep this clean, but whatever. Keeping it real here. Okay. We're going to plug it in. Let me see if I can turn this so you can see this. Can you see that, sort of? Let me move this back a little bit.
No, I can't see under.
Well, yeah, you can see it. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Can you guys see that okay? Ah, look at that. We got a good angle here. All right, so I'm going to put the lid on. Because everything in here is cooked already, the ground beef is cooked when you start it, you don't have to cook this for that long. You really are just cooking it to infuse all that flavor, warm it up really nicely so that when it's finished, you can either serve it as it is with some shredded cheese or sour cream or tortilla chips. You could also swirl in, like, turn it into like tortilla taco soup, almost like a chicken tortilla soup, where you add in the corn tortillas into the soup, right? And so there's lots of different ways you can kind of garnish this. You could thicken it with cornstarch. I would thicken it with masa if you have, I think it's called masa de harina, which is it's a popular ingredient around here anyways in San Antonio. If you can't find that, cornstarch would work too, or you can just eat it very soup style if you don't want to thicken it up. So we can cook this. I would say you could cook this anywhere from 8 to 25 or 30 minutes even, depending on when you want to eat, depending on how long you can leave it in there, depending on kind of your schedule and how much time you can give it to infuse that flavor. So because we don't have to eat super soon, I'm going to put this on for 20 minutes. And then I'm just going to let it go, let it get nice and warm, and delicious flavor infusion will be happening inside of here. So here we go. We're going to do manual. And last time I used this was probably for pasta, 6 minutes. I'm just going to up this to 20. Oops, that went up one more than I thought. 20. And in a couple of seconds, it will kick itself on. It will come to pressure, and it will then cook for 20 minutes. When it's finished, because this is soupy, this wasn't super full. It was probably about a third full. I'll probably let it naturally release for 5 or 10 minutes and then let the rest of the pressure off. Soupy things, bubbly type things tend to, let me see if I can show you over here. It might be too close. Soupy things, bubbly things, the ingredients tend to come out up top and then everything gets clogged in the lid. And so that's why I want to let this naturally release for about probably 5 to 10 minutes and then let the rest of the pressure off, and then we can serve it. Okay, one last thing before we finish up. We're not going to open it right now. We're going to let it cook. One last quick thing. I'm going to move this over here very carefully since it's on. When you're going to freeze something like this, you can freeze this browned ground beef, the beans, the taco seasoning, the corn, the tomatoes, all that can go into a freezer bag. And when you do that, after you load it, you're going to want to freeze it in a round shape, right? If you've seen me talk about this before on some of our other ones. So you're going to want to put all your ingredients into here in a round shape, and then you're going to freeze all of this together. The bag with the ingredients, the bowl, all of that's going to go into your freezer so that it freezes round. And why do we need to do that? Is because the slow cooker insert is round. It's slightly larger than this. And that way I can literally take this meal from frozen, I'll put it in a bowl of warm water just to loosen it up from the bag, and then I call it the frozen ball of delicious. I will take the frozen ball of delicious that is now in this round shape and literally just turn it upside down into the Instant Pot insert and push go. So when you're cooking from frozen, you need to add, if I was cooking this meal from frozen with the pre-browned ground beef and all that, I would probably cook it for 25 to 30 minutes. That'll give it plenty of time to defrost and thaw as it's coming to pressure, and then it will finish cooking through and be nice and bubbling by the time the pressure cooking cycle is finished. So to freeze it in a round shape. Then when it's time to cook it, put it in a bowl of warm water, enough to get it out of the bag, turn it over. Austin's like doing all these hand motions like I am. Turn it over into your insert, and then you can let dinner take care of itself. Another way that the Instant Pot is similar to the slow cooker in that it kind of is taking care of dinner for you. So that's Instant Pot taco soup. That is what we're having for dinner tonight. I'll probably warm up some broccoli or green beans from the freezer to go with it. And I hope this was helpful. I hope this was insightful. Please like, love, share, save to one of your collections, pin it. I've got the recipe here on the video. I hope this was helpful. Happy dinner making easier. I hope that's my goal with this show, doing this every week, is to help make dinner easier for you, give you ideas, teach you, inspire you, encourage you in cooking at home, because you're going to save a ton of money when you're cooking at home, especially with budget-friendly ingredients like taco soup. So that's what I got for you. 5-minute meal show Sunday. It is spring break for us, but we are going to do a 5-minute meal show because I am working through spring break next week, so I need help getting ahead on dinner. So we'll have a 5-minute meal show for you on Sunday. I will see you guys then. Actually, I have a surprise for you on Friday. I'll see you on Friday. All right. Have a good rest of your evening, and we'll see you soon.